The cages of the Bestiary are open, revealing the 3 vicious creatures inside. Eumelia says, "Kaiman, I am with you. Grey Spike, hold the beasts off!" The warrior sets himself into a defensive stance. The troll hobbles partway from its cage. Its skin is mottled and warted, and one of its legs is crooked. It stares down the corridor at the party, and thick drool runs from its mouth. The giant snake pokes its head just out of its cage. Its tongue flicks towards the party and it hisses. Kaiman grasps hold of the talisman of Paleonysis that hangs about his neck. He shouts to the troll in Palagosian, "Snake!" and directs it to run up to the giant constrictor. The troll stands and drools, unable to withstand the Kashari's word of commanding. The giant scorpion skitters through its cage front, claws open and stinger poised. The scorpion's first claw grabs onto Grey Spike, but he bats away the creature's other pincher and its tail sting. Eumelia shouts an order to the giant constrictor, hoping the beast has at least a rudimentary sort of training. "Attack!" She directs the creature's attention towards the scorpion. Whatever reaction she'd hoped for, it does not happen. Axel shrinks back a step, fearful for his life. The guardsman disappears up the slope, his shouts echoing quieter and quieter. A silent blaze rises within Grey Spike. He clenches his iron fists and feels the ferocity surge through him. The troll lumbers right up to the constrictor, which is tensed and coiled, ready to strike at prey that comes nearby. Startled by the sudden presence behind it, the giant snake snaps with its jaws. It bites the troll and latches on. Kaiman then points his ebon staff towards the giant scorpion. He chants an invocation in an unknown tongue, and the spirit of an ancient desert warrior appears. The spirit hurls its spear at the scorpion before vanishing into the shadows. The force of the lance looses the scorpion's grab and knocks it backwards. Axel's eyes bulge from his face, having witnessed the mystical invocation of Kaiman, the Dark Scholar. He lets out a yelp and clinches onto the back of Eumelia's gown in order to keep her between himself and the spellcaster. Eumelia feels a strange tingling sensation upon witnessing sorcery with her own eyes. Grey Spike is too enraged to comprehend what exactly took place. He stares down the giant scorpion as it comes back for a second assault. Its pincers are met with parries of iron and spikes, and its tail barb lunges awkwardly into the open air. Eumelia draws a flask of alchemical fire from her apron and hurls it at the giant scorpion. The scorpion recoils from the gout of flame, only receiving a minor singe. She tries to pull Axel's hand off her gown, but he is grabbed on as though she is his human shield. Grey Spike falls upon the scorpion with a full-on assault. His iron fists crack and smash through the scorpion's carapace. It slumps to the floor, broken and oozing. The troll lets out an enraged shout at the giant constrictor clamped onto its leg. Already the bite's incision on the troll's hide is healing over. It bites and shreds at the snake, which hisses, then releases itself to slither back into its cage. Kayamon calls back his spirit, which flings a lance at the troll. The troll staggers backwards a few paces from the ghostly spear. "Fall back!" shouts Kayamon. "The brute moves slowly!" He heads down the corridor. Eumelia considers what it might take to bring down the troll. She knows that only fire or acid will suppress the creature's tenacious regeneration. "Let go of me!" she shouts at Axel, who continues to grasp hold and is now trying to reposition to get onto the other side from Kayamon. The alchemist wriggles free and heads down the corridor shaft. She calls to Grey Spike as she goes. Axel looks one way, then the other, then back again. He gnaws at his fingertips as he hesitates. Grey Spike is consumed by rage. Flashes of memories spark in his mind. A home, a family, all taken from him, buried under a thick cloud of forgetting, replaced with cold, killing power. The heat from within overtakes the cool, and he throws himself at the troll. He pummels the hulking creature with metallic strikes. It returns its own attacks. Each time, it misses or meets Grey Spike's guard. The giant constrictor is wounded, hunkering defensively within its cage and holding its bite ready for any threat that comes near. Kayamon makes a circular motion with his staff that sweeps around his body. The shadows seem to deepen all over him. "Why is your warrior not following?" he asks Eumelia. "It may be too late for him to fall back now. The rage consumes him," she replies. She immediately darts back to the entryway and sees Grey Spike going claw to claw with the troll. From her apron, she draws a flask sealed with yellow-green wax. She throws it at the troll. The flask smashes against the wall next to the troll. Only a small bit of the acid sprays onto it. Axel takes cover in the dead scorpion's cage. Grey Spike envisions the troll as Lord Karaq. Hatred boils out from deep within him. The Kashari's strikes break open the troll's hobbled leg. Foul-smelling blood mixes with tiny wisps of burning hide, where the drops of acid flicked onto it. The troll falls over, making a final swipe as it does. The brute's claw scrapes across Grey Spike as it stumbles down to the ground. In his enraged state, he withstands the wound in part. Kayamon enters back into the Bestiary with his allies. From his Book of Shadows, he conjures a tiny orb of acid and pops it on the fallen troll for good measure. He says, "Let us prepare with spell and alchemy before we pursue into the guard post." "No," shouts Grey Spike. "I will slay them now." "This is not the best approach," says Eumelia. "We can go back into the workshop, seek out any aid there. Then we take the guard post from the other direction."